us knows someone who's battled cancer or is battling cancer, and yet for a lot of people it remains a disease that's difficult to talk about. My next guest wanted to try. His new special is called It's Okay to Ask Questions, Cancer, and you can watch it today on YouTube. Please welcome the host of Chicago Today and Matt in the Morning, Matt Rodrigues.
Sexy audience.
Sexy you. This is such a cool look.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I would wear this
I wanted
on
to dress up
stage.
for you because I feel like with Kelly, you can be a little bit of a rock star.
Okay, yeah. No, I'm
You
saying
know?
I would do a whole show in that. That is
Okay.
such a cool
Well, here,
outfit. Thank you.
just-
Yes.
No.
It's a nighttime show. That's for not daytime. But why do you think, I got to start with this. I was talking to your team actually before you walked out here. This is such a brilliant idea because we do know a lot of people that are affected by cancer. I don't think anybody in here doesn't.
Yeah.
You know, so why do you think it's so hard for everybody to talk about?
Well, it's like anything, right? So I do this other show. I do this show called It's Okay to Ask Questions, and it's an LGBTQ interview series, and I found that people were afraid to ask about things they didn't know.
They are, yeah.
And, you know, I'm like, if they feel this way in the gay space, then they must feel this way in other parts of their life.
Yeah.
And cancer is just one of those. I think, like you said, we know so many people, and there's this barrier, right? We don't want to intrude, we don't want to be too much, but meanwhile, these people are going through it, and they need someone to talk to them, and they probably want to get a few things off their chest as well.
Yeah.
So why not educate yourself on how, not only on what they're going through, but on how you can help them and be a better ally for their situation.
Yeah, absolutely. And you, on the show, you actually followed someone you knew, right?
Yes, Gudrun Snyder. So I actually met her on the show that I host, Chicago Today. She was a guest. She has this amazing acupuncture space, Moon Rabbit Acupuncture in Chicago. And she is the epitome of health, Kelly. Like, that's what she teaches. She embraces it. She sells the teas and the herbs, and she doesn't eat sugar because she doesn't want it to ruin her body. Like, she lives a very healthy lifestyle. And it's like, why does she have that? Why does she have to go through this?
Yeah.
And that's why I thought she was a perfect example. Also because she's really great at explaining the subject matter and what she's going through. You'll see, she is dynamic. Yeah.
Well, we have a clip from It's Okay to Ask Questions, Cancer. Let's see it.
Does all this treatment, the surgeries you've gone through, affect your desire for sex?
Affects my desire. It affects, so I'm numb all the way around here, and that is
really
so that's affected, right? And I was lucky I got to keep my nipples. A lot of people with mastectomies don't even get to keep their nipples, so there's a discomfort of being unclothed, right? And it has changed me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm really blessed that I have a husband who is okay and you know, has made me feel beautiful and desired throughout this entire thing.
Oh.
Wow, you know, that's some real honesty there. And that's not a question that I had going in to the interview, but I was just sitting there and I was like, what is sex like? Like, does it affect? And it really, and I thought it might be an answer. She was like, no, it doesn't really do anything. But it does, it affects so many things.
Yeah.
Because it's your body, right?
Desire
and it's intimacy
and
and desire and feeling loved and feeling worthy of all of that.
Yeah. I mean, just people in the South, where I grew up, it's hard to talk about without cancer.
Oh,
Like, you know
right.
what I'm saying? So no, you're also working on the 3rd season of It's Okay to Ask Questions. So what's going on?
Yeah, so like I said, there's this new little spin-off that we're doing, but it isn't.
Love it.
It's a queer interview series, and we just sat down with Tig Notaro, who was a famous comic. And what I loved about her is that she grew up in Mississippi, and you would think she had this really hard, heavy life, and she didn't. She had a really great support system when she came out of the closet as a lesbian.
Yeah.
We're also speaking to a Two-Spirit influencer. Are you familiar with this term?
Oh, what?
So Two-Spirit is an indigenous term that was actually, the term was developed in the 90s, but the identity has been around for thousands of years within indigenous culture.
Is this like a Gemini?
So it's kind of, well, it's kind of like, it's in between masculinity and femininity, right? And living in that space. And this is an identity that's been revered in the indigenous culture for many, many years. And then in more recent years, it's been thrown into the gay category, and they've had a lot more obstacles.
Yeah, I just love this show. I think that it's, because these kind of questions, people are afraid to ask because they're afraid to get canceled or be offensive or all these things. And I think that's when you stop growing. We were just talking about it while we were playing
Completely.
it. That's when we all stop growing as people, when we're afraid to ask the questions, when we're afraid to offend someone. It's like, well, we're never gonna really get there if we don't have the conversation. So I think it's brilliant what
Thank
you're
you
doing.
so much. Yeah. I'm excited for this special, and then the season 3 of the LGBTQ version is coming out on Peacock in June.
Yeah, all right.
But I got to finish it first. So.
Yeah, get to work. All right, it's okay to ask questions. Cancer is available to watch on YouTube. You can also find the link on our Insta story.